Welcome to part 4, chapter 4 of my Inconceivable solo tutorial. This level's really not too difficult. This is really, there's really one area that's a little tricky, but if you take it slow, it's not too bad. It's when you get in the silverback mech. It's a little tricky. If you try to run through, you can get annihilated, but as long as you take your time and take everything out slowly, it's pretty easy, just a little tedious. But yeah, in this beginning part, you can stealth kill a number of the enemies if you want. Great action in this campaign, though, overall. I like that it's mostly just focused on, mainly combat. Even though it's short, it has a lot of great action scenes. Definitely enjoyed playing through it on Inconceivable. It was fun. It never got too difficult for me at any point. It was a little tricky. There was, the first main combat encounter in the first chapter took me a little while. But part of that was because I got myself in a bad position with one of the checkpoints with, low ammo. But, yeah, other than that, it went pretty smooth. If you've played through Insane before, you'll probably breeze through most of this. I did some pretty heavy editing on this part because after killing a few guys, I did a lot of exploring of this area. I was trying to find mainly upgrade components to try to see if I could get some more of the upgrades that I missed on my first playthrough. I really didn't know where they were located, so I searched this entire area just to see if I could find them. But I don't think I found any in this area. And of course, I'm not including that in these videos. These videos are just combat only, but I'm sure there's some good videos if you're looking to find all the upgrades and all that. But I really didn't need all that shit. Honestly, it's overkill because Mac already has a shield ability that's great by default. So that was more than enough. I mean, I'm used to beating these modes without any of all the extra bullshit, I mean, in Gears 5, Jack made the game much easier than Gears 4. So, on Insane. So, for this, just having a shield was more than enough. But I tried to grab them when I could find them, but I didn't ever, look up any videos on where they were located because I really didn't give a shit enough to do that. I just wanted to play the game and just play through it and just beat it. Now, if it had given me a lot of trouble and it was really, really difficult, then I would have probably looked into that more. So, yeah, there was a heavy edit right there. See that transition? That was me editing out all the exploration. But you do get a checkpoint around here, I believe. I think you may actually have to go down the ladder and go down into that area to get the actual checkpoint. I think that's how I got it to pop up, the checkpoint. And then I just came back up here again. I went down to spawn. I think I went down to spawn more enemies at one point. So if enemies aren't showing up, you can try running down, try to spawn a few of them, and then run back up the ladder. And if you have the loadout, I recommend, always having 2 sniper weapons. If you have that, that loadout, then you can at least take out a lot of the enemies from all the way back here. And they really don't pose any kind of threat to you. If you take your time. So I did get a boom shot from somewhere. I think I found the boom shot in the area behind me when I was exploring, the part that I edited out. I was exploring the area behind my character. There's a lot of buildings and stuff behind there that you can explore, and I think I found a boom shot in there, if I remember right. So you can find some. I think you find some grenades and some other good pickups back there if you don't have certain things. But it's definitely not essential. But you may want to go back there and see what's back there. I don't think I found any of the upgrade components back there though. There is an upgrade component in the very beginning of this when this stage starts. If you go off to either the left or right when this stage first starts, you'll find one of the upgrade components. So you can miss it if you're not searching the houses, but you should be searching everything if you want to get the upgrades. But like I said, I didn't really I don't think any of them proved super useful for me in beating the game anyway, so I would say they're very optional to get. A lot of the upgrades were for characters other than my own anyway. I only got a few upgrades for this character. The explosive ammo replenish upgrade for the bald-headed guy, whatever his name was, that was a useful one. Because it allows you to replenish torque bow ammo between fights, and you can make the torque bow a very viable weapon to keep on hand at all times. Otherwise, the torque bow is not really that useful to carry around because a lot of times you won't have ammo for it. So it's very limited without that upgrade. So I'd say that's the most important upgrade to get because it allows you to have the torque bow on hand at all times, and you can always replenish it to 9 ammo if you need to. Otherwise, if I don't have that upgrade, I would probably just have an M-bar and a sniper rifle at all times. But either way, I mean, the torque bow, the M-bar, the sniper rifle are all great choices. It's just a matter of preference. The torque bow does more damage in certain situations. Like the torque bow headshots will take off a Scion's head in one headshot. Fully charged torque bow bolt to the head. So it's a little faster than the M-bar, which will take 2 headshots to take off, to kill the Scion. And of course you get some splash damage with the torque bow too, which is good. But all the sniper weapons can do massive, take out enemies extremely quickly if you, are able to pull off rapid headshots. So I just took my time approaching this kind of slowly. I just waste up the boom shot because I'm not going to be holding on to it anyway. I don't keep the boom shot on me, so I just got it to waste it up, and then I'll try to get another sniper weapon to replace it with. The Boltok is also great. I always have that on hand. You can replenish boom shot ammo with the explosive ammo replacement upgrade, but I just don't find the boom shot nearly as useful as like a torque bow or another sniper, rifle, sniper weapon. So here you have some juvies. And, you just use the Boltok again and just pop them off. It's probably the fastest way to take them out. And these parts are very easy. It goes on for a little while. You have a decent amount of these enemies that you have to take out. But, always very easy to deal with them. Of course, on this difficulty, they take you out, I think, in two hits. So if they hit you once, you'll be near death if they give you a little slap. And the exploding ones will instantly kill you if they explode on you. So you got to watch out for that. But see, I got hit once and I was near death, so that was a little close. I also queued up, I think, the sword attack, which will deal with them if you want to use that. It recharges fast enough, so you don't have to wait to use a lot of those abilities. They all recharge pretty quickly. So yeah, pretty soon I think it'll be on the silverback sequence with the mech, and it's really not hard. You just got to take it slow. If you try to move through fast, you'll get annihilated. But as long as you take your time and kind of crawl through, which I'll explain, it's very easy. It's a little tedious, but it takes a little while to do it slowly. But that's why this video is so much longer than the other fights, because of that fucking silverback sequence. It just takes long, but it's not hard. You get quite a bit of these wretches spawning in. Even when you think you're done, there's another wave of them that comes in. So just take your time with that. Keep some distance. If you need to have the shock sword, have her use the shock sword, and it'll put down a big electric field where they'll basically get electrocuted when they walk into it. So now you have a very easy fight against a warden. You can just play Ring Around the Rosie. Toss a few grenades and just run around one of the pillars. I think I run around this tree trunk in the middle and toss some grenades, do a few torque headshots, and that's about it. Very easy. I mean, you can just keep doing ring around over here, just doing circles around this tree trunk, and he'll never get to you. And I do a similar method later on the Snatcher boss, later in the game. But yeah, enemies have trouble getting around that, especially this guy has no projectile attacks. He does have a ground smash, which, does have a far distance. It can do a lot of damage to you if you're close to it. But I don't think it goes through the tree, so you'd be pretty safe. And a few torque headshots, I just kind of just went with the, tried to get a few headshots when I could, and the grenades did most of the damage. So that's very easy. You have a little bit of a longer combat sequence in this area. So, but nothing difficult. If I remember it right, it's just a matter of kind of just taking your time and moving through here a little slow. So I kind of just take my time. When you have sniper weapons in this mode, at least in this game, you can, in most parts in this game, you can sit back and pull bullshit with sniper weapons. So, if you're just looking to win, it's a good way to do it. I'm also going to pick up the buzzkill a little bit later. And I'll use that to get a few extra kills, even though it's not the safest weapon to use. I didn't have many enemies left, so I was able to finish off maybe one or two scragglers with it. I don't recommend walking out in the open with the buzzsaw on Inconceivable since you die very, very quickly. But you can if you want to use the buzzkill and walk out in the open, just use your shield with Mac. And that'll give you like maybe 7 or 8 seconds to just walk out in the open and just, annihilate people with the buzzsaw. But that is an option. If you have shield available, you can do that. Want to be a little bit more aggressive. I think that's what I end up doing near the end of the fight. I had some enemies not spawn for a while, so I went back and got the buzzsaw and came back, and I think there was a few enemies left. They just weren't participating for some reason. But yeah, very easy part. Pretty damn typical for this. Sitting back sniping. You never get in trouble to where you get swarmed if you stay back and take the guys out. It's very easy. Yeah, so here I got the buzzsaw. I edit out a little bit of the exploration, walking around and fucking around, but now I have the buzzsaw, and I think this is where I finish off a few remaining enemies. Yeah, there's some asshole hiding back here for some reason. Maybe more than one. But they didn't come out for some reason, so it took a while for them to appear. I had to come all the way back here to get them to show up. So now I use my shield and I just go aggressive with the buzzsaw, and I think I was able to do some pretty good damage before the shield wore off. And then I just snipe out any remaining enemies. So you almost got killed there. You do die very, very quick. A few pellets will kill you on this mode, so you got to be careful. But it's very easy. Just take your time. Take shots when you have available. I don't know if you get a checkpoint by this point, so if you die here, you may have to do that whole scene over, but it's an easy scene anyway. It just takes a little while. But if you play it carefully, this whole section is pretty damn easy. For this kind of mode. There was really only a few parts that were a little bit tricky, like I said, for me, that they gave me a little bit of trouble. Of course, it's going to vary from player to player, but I can't see anything here giving that much trouble if you've played through Insane Mode on Gears 4, which was much, much harder than this shit. And even the Insane in Gears 5 was considerably harder than this, and that really wasn't that hard at all. There was a few tricky parts, but with all the abilities you had with Jack, Gears 5, for me, was pretty easy on Insane. It was pretty painless. Gears 4 actually at times was quite hard on Insane. There were some parts that gave me some trouble. I mean, it wasn't brutal for me, but it was, there were parts that took me, a while to beat. So yeah, for this part, you're going to get in the silverback, and like I said, this part is not hard, but if you try to rush in, you'll get destroyed, and I don't think you can get out of the silverback. So if the silverback gets destroyed, you just die. You do have regenerating health here, so your silverback does not take permanent damage. Keep that in mind. It does take a while. It seems to take a while to regenerate the full health, so you want to have an area to kind of hide out and just wait it out. And you have your machine guns, which are good for taking out most of the regular drones, but don't forget about the rockets. But the rockets, you have to be completely stationary. You press A to go into rocket mode, and you get stuck in the ground while using rockets. So you also only have about 37 or 40 of them, I believe. So you have a limited supply of rockets. Machine gun is infinite. This part's very easy. Just stay back and shoot all these juvies that appear. Kill some of the drones. Where I originally got killed was because I walked through this doorway. And, you know, you get annihilated by snipers and all kinds of bullshit through that door. But it's very easy to avoid if you just take your time. You just got to take out guys slowly and then retreat back. You know, kind of typical for modes like this. You know, if you try to run forward with the, like I said, if you try to run forward and just barrel through everything like you did on experienced mode or normal, you know, you will definitely die. Yeah, so here I'm just making sure because these games like to throw spawns at you like that. You know, surprise spawns, and then you get killed because you die so fast on this mode. You don't die as fast as you do without the mech, though. That's a real fast death, but you still die relatively quickly. The mech moves slow, so if you have to back up, you have to back up very slowly, or you have to turn fully around and then go into run mode. But either way, it's very slow with the mech, so you know you don't want to get stuck to where you get gunned down and can't get out. So here I'm just taking my time. I clear out the guys on the bridge, and I'm just inching my way forward. So it is pretty fucking tedious, you know. But it works. And after these guys, some snipers will appear, and then a scion appears. And I think there's another scion farther down the in the area. So yeah, these overkill guys are very easy if you're still back here. Just wipe them out. And, you know, I'm letting my health replenish fully before moving forward because you don't really want to go in with, you know, already damaged. But as long as you have somewhere where you can just wait around for a little while, you'll get your health back. So now here there's some bullshit snipers, which can be really cheap. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to edge forward and trying to see if I can get a shot on them. What you need to do is shoot the barrels by the snipers. That's the fastest way to take them out. If you shoot them directly, it's, you know, probably less effective. But if you shoot the barrels, it seems to kill them every time. So yeah, see, my health was already getting low, so I backed up. And any enemies that try to rush in, I will just clean them up from back here, as well as cue my my partner to use the electric sword attack. She might clear out some drone enemies or something with that, so I just cue it up. You can't use your shield ability while inside the mech, so you can't just run through. The main danger, I think, here is these snipers with the laser beams. And, of course, you got this guy with the boom shots back here, this Scion, I believe it is. So, you know, a good way to take him out is to use these missiles I'm using. You know, press A to go into missile mode, and you can wipe him out very fast, as you see there. You just don't want to have any walls or barriers blocking you. And your stupid fucking teammates will get in the way of your shots, obviously. And then, in Gears 4, I've fired boom shots into my teammates because they went in front of it and got me killed. So, you know, it is an irritating feature that they will get in the way of your shots. But, you know, just take it slow, go through the, clean out everybody and just move slowly through the doorway. When you don't see anybody anymore, then you can start moving again. But just be aware that once you go around this corner, another wave of enemies is going to spawn, and there's going to be another large Scion and some other bullshit come at you. So, you know, just take your time. Don't try to, you figure this part's empty, so you run through and then you can get killed. So, just proceed slowly and be ready for a wave of enemies that just spawn out of nowhere. See, there's some enemies that just spawn down. And there's the Scion. See, they just kind of spawn out of nowhere. The guy breaks through the wall. And that can get you killed. So eventually I ended up retreating and just playing it safe. Because it's very tedious. I didn't really want to do all this again for trying to be, I was almost dead anyway. I almost died from that. So, You just want to heal up all your health in this doorway, and then, you know, just let them come to you mostly. Once you have the enemy's attention, of course, they're going to be trying to chase after you, and then you can just take them out easily. Yeah, see, there they are. They're still kind of just fucking around over there, but if you get your missiles, you can blow them up from far away pretty easily. So try to keep your distance and just, you know, unleash some of those missiles. You know, you probably have some left, so use them all up, because this is the last wave from what I remember. I think these are the last enemies. I think there's going to be a pouncer after this, but I think by that point you already have a checkpoint, and it's really easy. Yeah, I tried to run and I started squatting down. It's a little bit of weird control. If you tap A, you go into that squat position where you can launch missiles, but you can't move. So, you know, sometimes I'll do that instead of running. But yeah, very easy part, just a little bit slow-paced. I'm not sure if you actually get the checkpoint here. You know, I'm actually not sure, because I didn't see it pop up. But yeah, you do have to kill this pouncer. So I mean, you know, at least you know about that. I did mention that. So use these pillars as a little bit of cover. Maybe there's a few pouncers here. I don't remember. But either way, if you use these pillars as cover, you can pop off some shots. Use your missiles if you want. Missiles are a little bit more dangerous though, because you have to plant yourself in one position, and that means you have to be out of cover, because you know you can't plant yourself behind a pillar and fire missiles, or you'll shoot the pillar. So it is dangerous to use those missiles. It's probably not the best thing to do. It's probably a little dangerous that I did that. You may just want to use your machine guns and be careful. They do get pretty aggressive here, I see. I didn't die on this part, so I don't know if there was a checkpoint at these pouncers. But I would play it safe. Try to take out the ones that are, you know, the biggest threat, that are, you know, immediately on your ass. And snipe at the other ones. And, you know, queue up your abilities if you have them, like the sword and shit like that, because she may actually be able to use it on one of them if they come down. And that's it for this chapter.